We're back with our NBA best bets here on Tuesday, November 11th. Yesterday, an all right day. Could have been a really good day, honestly, but it is what it is. A 2-3 day on the channel. Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks. You know, we didn't get everything right yesterday, but the Hawks, man. Oh, man. The Hawks are for real. And you know who's not for real? The Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers absolutely suck. The Hawks going to Los Angeles shorthanded and they beat the Clippers. Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks being the Dallas Mavericks. That is the first and last time I'll take the Milwaukee Bucks to win a basketball game until Victor Oladipo arrives with the big club. Before you end the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA best bets here on the channel. If you're looking for the college football predictions, those should be out at noon today. I've been having some technical difficulties just with my computer. The video's already done. It was done and ready for yesterday. I just haven't been able to post it with some technical problems. Hopefully that's done by noon today and should be out by noon today. I sure hope so. Anyways, also go make sure to check out our college basketball best bets. Those are posted earlier today on the channel as well. And on tomorrow, now our NFL predictions normally come out on Tuesdays. We're gonna do that at Wednesday at noon tomorrow. So that again gets pushed back a day. And then also our UFC 322 predictions: Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev in the main event from Madison Square Garden. Those full card predictions over on Greedo Plays MMA. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets today for college or NBA. My goodness, college basketball already on the channel. Starting things off with Igor Demond. We're back with Igor Demond. We trusted Demond a couple of weeks ago, or I guess a week ago now, to go over. Actually, that was just like 5 days ago. To go over his point line, it was 7.5 or 5.5. He scored 8. That was just 2 games ago, actually, for Demond. Now we're looking at the the PA for Igor Demond, over 12.5 points and assists for a guy that's playing 25 minutes. This should be light work. It really should. This should not be difficult at all for a guy who, again, was the 8th overall pick in the draft, averaging 25 minutes, and starting to find his shot. So Igor Demond, ever since we bet on him, back-to-back games, obviously Brooklyn's lost both of those because the Nets are atrocious and they suck. But in those games, Igor Demond, 23 minutes against the Detroit Pistons, 8.7 assists. That is 15 PA. Again, we need 13 tonight. Last game against the New York Knicks, 10 points, 3 assists. That's 13 PA. I think as Demond gets more accustomed to playing in the NBA and getting more minutes and being a starter currently with Cam Thomas's injury, I think he's only going to get better. I know, again, Brooklyn did not want Cam Thomas, obviously, to get injured, but it does allow for Igor Demond to gain some confidence. This is a high pick for you. This is a top 10 pick. How he picked him above Colin Murray-Boyles. It allows you, again, to get confidence in a point guard who you assume is going to be part of their long-term future. So they're starting Igor Demond at the 1 right now. Obviously, it's a starting lineup with him, Terrence Mann, Noah Clowney, Michael Porter Jr., who takes up 1 million shots per game, and then obviously Nick Claxton at the 5. But we have seen these last 2 starts, Demond get a lot more comfortable. He's not taking that many more shots, in all fairness, but he's at least hitting his shots now. Most of what Demond shoots is going to be from beyond the 3-point line. So we can hope, again, maybe Demond has a career day and shoots about, hits about 3 3-pointers, but we can expect probably 2 3-pointers at the very least for Demond. So right there, that's 6 out of the 13 PA we need. I think on top of that, we can probably get 1 bucket for Demond to get him to 8 points and maybe get to the free throw line. Hasn't got to the free throw line in a bit. He might get that today. So I'm thinking 10 points out of Igor Demond. That means we need 3 assists. Well, that's the same exact line he had against the New York Knicks. Played 25 minutes that game, again, 10 points and 3 assists for the rookie out of Brigham Young. I think this is fine. I said it when we picked Demond on points in the Detroit game on Friday night. I said, I feel like this line is just way too low. It's a guy who was a high draft pick, obviously, for the Nets. They thought that highly of him to pick him with the 8th overall pick. You have to use him, and now with the Thomas injury, he is fully thrown into the starting rotation, and he's going to be playing a lot of basketball now. I think we're okay. I think that game against the Pacers, where he played 13 minutes and went 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 5 from the 3-point line, scored 0 points. I mean, that is rock bottom. There's nowhere to go for Demond but up, and I believe that's what he's done in both the Detroit and Knicks games. And like I said earlier, right, you don't want Thomas to get injured, but Thomas takes up so many shots for this team. He's the one bringing the ball up court most of the time. And for a guy like Demond, for Demond to play on the court at the same time as with Cam Thomas, it's difficult because he's so ball dominant. And it's tough for Demond to really get into his flow and get going in the NBA as a rookie. I mean, if you're not like the point guard and the ball handler, well, that's exactly what he gets to do now. And again, obviously, the Nets will need to figure this out down the stretch because long-term wise, well, I don't know what Cam Thomas's long-term outlook is in Brooklyn. Let's just be honest. They're a 1-9 team already with one win over the Indiana Pacers, but they're a 1-9 team and they're in no position to win. So maybe Thomas is gone probably by the deadline. I expect Thomas to come back, probably play, a couple weeks, maybe a month for this team and then immediately get moved. So again, long-term wise, you need Demond to be your guy, and you need Demond to take more shots than just the three-pointers he's getting right now. Again, most of Demond's shots are from beyond the arc. How that game against the Knicks, 4 3-pointers, and he takes 6 total shots. The game against Detroit, 5 3-pointers, 8 total shots. The Pacers, 5 3-pointers, 6 total shots. So if Demond can just get involved literally anywhere else but the three-point line, he'll be fine. If we can start attacking a little bit, I know it's not entirely his thing, but if we can just get any bit of driving ability, obviously he's touching the rock quite a bit, getting assists, I think we're okay tonight. So again, Brooklyn is taking on the Toronto Raptors at home at the Barclays Center. I don't expect the Nets to be all that competitive, but that should allow, again, for opportunity for Demond. Brooklyn's a 9.5-point underdog tonight. We don't care about that line at all, though. Give me Igor Demond over 12.5 points and assists at home for the Brooklyn Nets against the Toronto Raptors. On now to our second best bet of the video as we move to another player prop. We're going to close the video with 3 money lines / spreads. We have 1 money line, 2 spreads. You'll see it. By the way, tonight is late night basketball, 8 o'clock. Kings and Nuggets. Oh, let's go. Love the 8 o'clock games. Anyways, though, before we get to the second half of the back-to-back doubleheader on NBC, let's go to the first half of the doubleheader. Let's go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I will say the one game I'm not going to be talking about today is Memphis and New York. Okay, I don't know what you want me to do with that game. The Knicks have always been horrible to us. There's no reason to pick a Knicks game unless I absolutely have to, and I love a line for the Knicks game. I rarely love lines on those games, though, so I'm just putting that out there. Anyways, by the way, Lakers tomorrow in OKC on a second night of a back-to-back for the Thunder. Just saying. Watch out. I don't know. Lakers look good against Charlotte. Charlotte had a magnet ball in the first half. Every 3 was going in. Obviously, Lakers take over in the second half like expected. But anyways, I should have taken Lakers minus 8.5 instead. But it's fine if instead of going Luka under, I thought it was going to be a blowout. Regardless, though, let's go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics. The player prop we're looking at here is Trenton Watford. Yes, I think Trenton Watford tonight is going to go over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It's an underrated line in my opinion. He's a bench player who plays big minutes for this team. He's started the year, or at least came into the season being a bench player, but he's playing huge minutes right now because of the injuries, and he's starting now is Trenton Watford. Obviously, the starting four spot, I assume, is Paul George. No, it has to be Paul George. He's the starting 4 for this team. They have another guy on the roster in, obviously, they have, oh goodness, who's missing right now? I'm blanking right now. This is bad. They got Jared McCain who's coming back from injury. That's not who I'm thinking of. Dominic Barlow, thank you. I just said thank you to the computer I looked up this for. Dominic Barlow is still out as well. Again, Barlow might be a part of, stopping Watford's minutes. I mean, he got 34 minutes, did Barlow in the first game of the season that he played. Regardless, though, those injuries have created for a lot of run for Trenton Watford. And I think his usage is going to be dependent on the day, and it's going to be dependent on really how much is Joel Embiid going and what else are we getting out of everybody else and what the final score is. But if you look at the numbers Trenton Watford's put up in the last 2 games, they have been pretty huge. Well, actually, 2 games ago. Last game wasn't big for Watford, not going to lie. But look at the game Trenton Watford has on Saturday against the Toronto Raptors. This is a big win for the Philadelphia 76ers. Watford against Toronto, 37 minutes, 8 for 10 shooting, 20.7 rebounds, 10 assists. What? It's kind of crazy. His line tonight's 18.5. And okay, so that's, sure, is that an outlier? Kind of, because his PRA in that game is 47. That's absurd. But look at like a game that he has against the Cavs right before that Toronto game on the road. Watford in 23 minutes puts up 16 points, 6 assists, and 3 boards. I mean, that's light work. That's 25 PRA. So even he doesn't even need to have a big day. This is a guy that really stuffs the stat sheet. And I get it, his last game against the Pistons was not a big output day, not a big stat day for the 4th-year man, I believe, out of Louisiana State. He only had 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists against the Pistons, plays 25 minutes. Guys, we can now actually say that was just an underachieving type performance. look at the games he's had recently. Again, it's the game against Cleveland, the game against Toronto, against the Brooklyn Nets, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. It's a guy who gets pretty good stats all around. So far this season, average for Watford, 10.6 boards, 5 assists for, again, a 6'8" forward. That's huge. He's a guy, again, that's going to get assists. He's going to get his fair share of rebounds. And since he's seen this uptick in minutes, because he started the year getting 18 minutes against Washington, 11 points against there's 11 minutes against Boston against the Celtics. Now, again, this is a 20-minute per night type of player. And I think we're fine here. Because let's look at the averages just for Watford since he's seen the increase in minutes. So that's just in the month of November. The guy's averaging 13.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. Sign me up. Completely sign me up. Last time against Boston, sure, again, he only gets 11 minutes in that game. They're playing Boston again tonight, but I'd expect Watford to make a big impact, right? Currently, Philly is starting Maxey, Edgecombe, Oubre, Watford, and then Joel Embiid. They were starting Andre Drummond in the Philly game, but obviously they're not going to start the two centers with Drummond and Embiid at the same time. And obviously, yes, this is Paul George's starting spot, but George is still out. Dominic Barlow's still out. I mean, I highly doubt John Ibroom's going to get run, but he's out as well. So yes, this is Watford's spot. And he's kind of, again, this is big minutes for him too. Let's think about this. There's reason for Watford to play well because there's extra motivation. He wants to be that backup four when Barlow comes back and obviously when Paul George comes back. So Watford keeps playing the way that he is right now. He is going to consistently be a rotational guy for Philadelphia. As for the game against the Celtics, I'm not going to pick a winner, obviously. It's a very close line, and that's why I'm staying away from it. I can envision a world in which Philly wins this basketball game, and they probably do, but, Boston's been a tricky team this season. Hell, look at the game that they play against the Orlando Magic the second time around. I didn't think they were going to be that competitive, and well, they won. And I don't know what Philly, man. I mean, Jared McCain's back in the rotation, kind of, and he's playing 15 minutes and not scoring. He hasn't hit a shot yet. I hope McCain's going to be fine. He was a very fun player last season. He was an electric rookie last season for the 76ers as well. But for our best bet here, again, we're going to go with Trenton Watford over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. If he just has a normal game with normal scoring, if he scores, I'll put it this way. If he scores 10 points, he should go over. If he scores 12 points, we can be very confident he's going to go over this line. It's going to be Trenton Watford over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists at home for the 76ers against the Boston Celtics. On to our next game as the Oklahoma City Thunder take on the Golden State Warriors. I'm going with OKC. Now, I'm actually very happy the Lakers play the Thunder tomorrow. Now, I normally don't want to play the Thunder because this is the best team in basketball. They're 10-1 with one loss to the Portland Trailblazers. It's a great team, the best team in basketball. There is a very good chance they win 70 games this season, and I'm not exaggerating. That legitimately may happen. By the way, they're 10-1 without Jalen Williams. Now, watch these guys all come back for tomorrow's game. Just watch. But anyways, OKC, they are without some guys. So that's why the line, I think, is only at 7.5. No Jalen Williams, obviously still. Aaron Wiggins is out. Lou Dort's out. And then no Kendrick Williams as well. But it's kind of fine because look how deep the Thunder are. Oh, no. You still have Shea. Here comes A.J. Mitchell, Casey Wallace, Isaiah Joe. These guys off the bench. Here comes Chet Holmgren, obviously, still starting. Isaiah Hartenstein, Jay Will off the bench as well. Yeah, they're just loaded. It's what they are. Oh, how can I forget? Alex Caruso. This is what the Thunder are. They've gotten so many guys to buy into what they do, and they are just a winning team. And they have, oh, by the way, the best player in basketball as well. Don't know if he's still number one in the MVP race, or at least odds-wise. Probably is, because why wouldn't SGA be number one? Even though Luka, yes, 100%. It's probably still going to be SGA. Right now, SGA plus 180, Luka plus 320, Jokic plus 400, Giannis plus 550, and Wembanyama plus 900. Everyone else in the plus 5,000s and beyond, starting with Cade Cunningham, who had one hell of a game yesterday, by the way. Shout out to Cade. Anyways, though, I'm going to be going with the minus 7.5 tonight for OKC. I don't think the Warriors can be competitive with this squad. I've watched the Warriors play. I know everyone's healthy right now. The Thunder are just another animal, man. And I get it, Curry's back, Jimmy Butler's back, and they played those games against Sacramento and Denver in which they lost without Curry, and Butler did play the Denver game, but obviously the team just changes when Curry's on the court. It's just a whole other monster in Oklahoma City. And I don't care the Thunder are without guys, because this team's just that good. In every game the Thunder have won so far this season, except for their first 2 games, they've covered this line. They didn't cover the Sacramento game. But still, look at their last 2 wins. Okay, the most recent Sacramento game. In Sac, they go to the Sac and win 132-101. They go to Memphis. They win 114-100. Now they're at home. First night of a back-to-back, and sure, again, the injuries are a little bit scary here with no Dort, no Wiggins, no J-Dub as well. I just don't care. And that's the thing with OKC. If you watched them last year, you watched them, hell, even in the 2023-2024 season where they won 50-something games and obviously got eliminated in the second round to Luka and the Mavs. God, that sounds weird to say now, obviously, because thanks, Nico. No, I mean, like, genuinely, thank you, Nico, for that. The Thunder most of the time just don't play competitive basketball games. They don't, because they're just that loaded. And SGA, you have a player every night that's going to score 30-plus points per game. I mean, he's automatic, essentially. SGA hasn't scored under 20 points in, 5 seasons? It's something crazy like that. It's probably like 3, but still. SGA is an automatic 20-point bucket a night, and so far this season, he scored 30 in every game but 1. The Dallas game, which, again, Dallas is just the weird OKC kryptonite. They do not play well against the Mavs. They kept him in a game earlier in the season. But every other game this year, SGA has scored 30-plus points. It's absurd. He averages 34 points per game. He's still 3rd in the NBA in average, obviously, because Giannis Antetokounmpo exists, and then Tyrese Maxey, and then 4th behind SGA is Austin Reeves. All right. But I mean, those averages, by the way, are super close. Maxey is averaging 42 minutes a night and still averaging 0.1 more points than SGA. And then Giannis is averaging 1 more point a game, and he doesn't have teammates because his teammates are bums. Sorry, he has Miles Turner plus shooters. And obviously, when I'm referring to bums, I'm referring to Miles Turner. The dude's a loser, okay? Anyways, though, I'm going with OKC at home. They are a much better team than Golden State. They are the way deeper team. And yeah, again, you still have, Steph, obviously. You got Jimmy Butler, who is just a foul and free throw merchant at this point. You have Draymond. Kuminga's playing all right ball this season. But the Warriors are a 6-5 team. And I know they've dealt with injuries so far this year. But even when they were healthy with Steph and with Jimmy, I mean, they went to Indiana and lost. They went to Milwaukee against a Giannis-less Bucks team and lost. They went to Portland and got blown out. This has not been a good road team so far this season, guys. The Warriors have won 1 game on the road all year long. Take a wild guess who that is. The Los Angeles Lakers. I'm complaining the Lakers are 8-3 right now. But I can't. Really, the one road game the Warriors have lost this year have won has been the Lakers on opening night. That game was so fake, man. Jimmy shoots 50 free throws. That game was so stupid. Just again, wait for the Lakers tomorrow in OKC. I cannot wait. Luka's going to go crazy. We're going to OKC, though, at home. Again, tomorrow, Lakers plus money on the spread or getting points on the road is going to be very playable. Especially we'll see what happens to Lou Dort and J-Dub tomorrow and Aaron Wiggins. I doubt J-Dub's playing. Obviously, hasn't suited up yet just this season. Again, watch him make his debut against the Lakers. That's a playable game, I'm telling you, tomorrow for the Lakers. Thunder second night of a back-to-back. Luka and AR playing the way that they are. We'll see. But tonight, though, I got to go OKC at home. Again, no back-to-back, at least not yet for them. This is the first half of the back-to-back. You know what SGA does. Warriors are not a good road team. SGA is the best player in basketball. He puts up 30 points every single night. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Oklahoma City Thunder at home. -7.5. Again, they just don't play competitive basketball games. They will blow out the Warriors at home. Will the reigning champs. Next up, let's go to Salt Lake City, Utah. Guys, here we go. We are taking the Indiana Pacers to get their 2nd win of the season. All right, let's do it. We're taking the 1-9 Indiana Pacers to finally get it done. They are going to overcome the odds, and they're a favorite in this game. Are we serious? There's still so many injuries. I think potentially Benedict Mathurin might be back, maybe tonight. TJ McConnell might be back tonight too. Guys, Indiana might be back. They're 1-9, and hear me out. It's not too far-fetched to say they'll be a playoff team still this season. Now, I don't have that much hope into it. They are only 3 games out of the play-in, so they're really not out of it. Obviously, we're still only 10 games in, but, Indiana's not expecting to win right now. Hell, look at Indiana's got the Colts right now. The Hoosiers are playing great football. They're going to win the national championship. And look at the basketball team, too. Look at Tucker DeVries and the guys. Big win against Marquette in Chicago. Everything's going well for Indiana right now. The Pacers, I guess, will take a year off and come back next year with Halliburton and AJ or Darren Peterson. And then they'll be loaded. Just you wait. Anyways, though, or Boozer too. I'll take Boozer on that squad. AJ, please, though. I think AJ's the best guy for the squad, 100%. Anyways, though, I think Indiana wins the game here. They're taking on the Utah Jazz, who, guys, we're just completely off of for the rest of the season. Lauri Markkanen's still going to put up numbers, but are they like low-key empty stats? Because, yeah, Lauri Markkanen is still going to average 28 points per game on a team that sucks. And now, I mean, Lauri has his nights where he's great shooting, but, guys, Lauri Markkanen puts up 25 shots per game now. I mean, he's like the guy for Utah, obviously. And the Walker Kessler injury is brutal, right? Walker Kessler, I'm not going to call it tanking here. Obviously, there is a legitimate injury to Walker Kessler. Left shoulder surgery. He's out for the season. That is absolutely brutal for one of the best centers in basketball. Only 24 years of age, but Kessler is out for the entire season. This is a guy who was playing very good basketball all year, and really one of the more underrated players in the sport, Walker Kessler. This is a guy who has consistently been very good for the Utah Jazz, but just doesn't really get talked about because he plays for the Utah Jazz. So, I wanted him to be a Laker for the longest time. Again, I'm not really complaining right now because we have DeAndre Ayton dominating. But, yeah, it sucks. Walker Kessler out for the season, and that means you can't pick Utah anymore. Yes, Yusuf Nurkic is in the starting lineup, and Nurkic actually, obviously hit the game winner in Boston, but yeah, Utah is just going to go down the drain now because they looked so good early in the year, guys. They started 2-1, and I was thinking, oh crap, we might need to start actually thinking about Utah this year. They might actually be ready to take that next step. Kessler keeps playing well. Markkanen actually going to play competitive basketball and meaningful basketball for the first time in a while. Look at Isaiah Collier, Keontae George, Walter Clayton look really good at the beginning of the season. Ace Bailey's coming off the bench. I mean, this is a nice team. Obviously, Clayton has really taken a step back because they axed his minutes in half. I mean, Walter Clayton, not really. He's playing Clayton's playing 15 minutes a night. They didn't axe him in half, but he went from playing 25 minutes to 15 minutes a night. Which I get it. You got to play Keontae George, and George put up big points last night. But man, I feel like the Jazz can actually they could have been somewhat in that Portland state this year, where they're kind of competitive and give you fun games. But yet no, they're just going to be bottom feeders yet again, alongside the Sacramento Kings, Los Angeles Clippers, Dallas Mavericks, and New Orleans Pelicans. Anyways, also this is the biggest reason though. Back-to-back nights for Utah. Just played last night. Lost a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves in which they were competitive, right? This is not a game that was over, going into the fourth quarter and the starters get to sit. No, that game was somewhat close. Obviously, Minnesota was really always in control in that second half, and you kind of knew the final outcome, but it's not a game where, okay, Utah can just sit their guys and move on to tomorrow. No, the Jags actually played their guys late in the fourth quarter. Keontae George played 36 minutes. Lauri Markkanen played 35 minutes. Mikhail played 28. Ace Bailey played 28. Bailey was starting yesterday. They've been working him off and on the starting lineup. We'll see if he's playing in the starting lineup tonight. Probably is. And I'd assume, again, if Ace Bailey is getting his full minutes, he's fully got his legs back with him. He'll play probably 30 minutes a night. But again, second night of a back-to-back, there is a little bit of injury concern, right, with Ace Bailey. We shall see, because Collier's on the bench now, and they started Bailey yesterday. We'll see what they do today. Again, Ace Bailey wasn't playing that well off the bench. He was averaging 6 points a game. But the biggest reason why we're taking Indiana's second night of a back-to-back for the Jazz. Just played last night and lost. Indiana did play on Sunday. They got embarrassed by the Golden State Warriors. I've never seen a bigger tanking lineup than what Indiana put out against the Warriors. I'm not joking. Listen to the starting lineup, guys. Andrew Nembhard's back, but Siakam's resting. So they started Nembhard, Ben Shepherd, Jarris Walker, Isaiah Jackson, Jay Huff. Off the bench, Monte Morris, Tony Bradley, JRE, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, Cody Martin, Ray J. Dennis, and Taylor Peter. They brought in Mac McClung just to release him a week and a half later, and they made that whole AI video of Mac McClung too. Indiana is 0-5 on the road this year. They're 1-9. Everyone's playing tonight, though. I think now there's a little bit of optimism. Now, again, I feel like they're going to shut this all down and just go back into tank mode, which, you know what? Who cares? It's fine. But tonight, it does seem like Indiana's actually kind of trying to win. Nembhard at the 1. We'll see if Mathurin in plays. If not, it'll be Ben Shepherd. Neesmith is back in the lineup. He's at the 3, obviously. Siakam is playing at the 4. You got Isaiah Jackson / Jay Huff at the 5. We'll see who they start. And I'm telling you, if TJ McConnell's playing, that is a big bump and boost to the bench as well. We'll see when Obi Toppin's back. This is probably, this is a multi-month injury, unfortunately, for a guy who was playing really well, obviously, in last year's playoffs and playing well early in the season. Again, this season has just been doomed for Indiana. Just wait until they have AJ next year and they're contending for championships again. But for now, I'm going to take Indiana to win. Utah second night of a back-to-back. Pacers look like they're trying to win this game. Potentially TJ McConnell return. Give me the Pacers on the road to pick up their second win of the year against the Utah Jazz. On to our final best bet of the video, the Sacramento Kings. We're taking the Kings to not cover the spread. Give me Denver Nuggets spread minus 8.5 in the late night game at 8 o'clock. So I'm done with Sacramento. I was really never on Sacramento. No, I was last game, and they got embarrassed by the Minnesota Timberwolves, losing 144 to 117. That's the Kings I know, though. And again, I was wrong. I did take Sacramento to cover. Again, I was very wrong. I'll say it. But that's Sacramento. Okay, that's what we thought at the beginning of the season the Kings were going to be. A team that doesn't play defense. A team with a, hodgepodge lineup. Well, guys, why isn't Russ starting? I'm not a big Russ guy. Okay, I'm not. Why are you starting Schroeder over Russ? I mean, I guess you want Russ to lead the second unit. Maybe Schroeder's better for that. Guys, this team was starting Precious Achiuwa last game. I mean, sure, again, you're still waiting on Keeg to come back, and you're trying to go a different lineup now. You're not playing Schroeder and Russ at the same time. You're bringing Russ off the bench, and you're starting Schroeder, Levine, DeRozan, Achiuwa, Sabonis. Again, you want a bigger lineup, essentially, because you're playing, DeMar's going to have to guard fours with that original lineup that they had with the 2-point guards. But man, the Kings are so bad. When is this team going to decide to just blow it up? Because I said this at the end of last season, and I still remain the same way about Sacramento. I said last year they should get rid of everybody on their team. They should look at their lineup and say, okay, pick a couple guys that you want. And the guys that I said that they should re-sign last year, there was only 3 that I said, okay, these are the guys, if you want to keep around, you should keep. I said, number 1, Keegan Murray, and they gave him an extension to. That's okay. 2, I said Jake LaRavia. And that was before, obviously, LaRavia went to the Lakers, but I was like, okay, LaRavia's 23 years old. This is a guy who can shoot. He can be very beneficial to Sacramento. Keep him around. I said LaRavia, and you can find this somewhere. It's on one of the videos last season at the end of the year. I think it was the play-in video when I was talking about how bad Sacramento was and their long-term outlook. But I said LaRavia, Keegan, and Devin Carter were the 3 players I'd keep going into next year for Sacramento, and then I would tear it all down. Now, who's going to take the Levine contract? I don't know. Who's going to take the DeRozan contract? I don't know. The Sabonis contract. But this group is going nowhere. So you might as well rip the Band-Aid off right now, get it over with, and say, all right, we're going to throw it out. We're going to throw it next season. We're probably going to throw out the season after that and just restart. Because right now you're stuck in the middle, and you're not in Miami Heat stuck in the middle where, okay, well, I guess we're always a play-in team. And I know Sacramento's been a play-in team quite a bit. But no, now they've officially regressed to just being a bottom feeder. Because that's what they are. They're a bottom feeder in the West. This team can't be competitive. They cannot, okay? In a 82-game series, this team is not finishing top 10 in the West. I get it. You're going to be better when Keegan Murray's back. But we've seen this year in and year out of Sacramento. Their one chance was in 23. It was 23, right? 23. No, it was 22-23, where they got that 7-game series with the Warriors. They had home court advantage. They were the 3 seed that year, right? And they blew it against the Warriors in the playoffs, right? You finally got that home series, and you went up 2-0, and then you lost 3 in a row and lost the series. You had Game 7 at home. You go to Golden State and win Game 6, and they blew it in Game 7. And then De'Aaron Fox wants out. This team, they shot themselves in the foot when they traded Tyrese Halliburton and chose Fox over Halliburton just for Fox to eventually want out. And now look at you. You're starting Dennis Schroeder at the 1. Levine puts up buckets, I understand. But the Kings are just stuck in no man's land now. They don't play defense. They can't score. They get 130 put on their head every single night. What the hell are the Denver Nuggets going to do to this team? That's all they do is score. Now, you got Jamal Murray, questionable. Aaron Gordon, probable. But Jamal Murray's expected to play. Okay, yeah. This is not going to be competitive, guys. Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray's going to blow. They're going to blow this team out. What does Denver do? They score a bunch of points. What can't Sacramento do? Play defense and hold teams to under 130. I wonder what's going to happen tonight. The only way the Kings cover tonight is if they can, put up 120-ish points. Line's 8.5. That's okay. I just saw the Timberwolves walk in, and I get it, Ant's a great player and whatnot, but I saw the Timberwolves walk into Sacramento and put up 144 on the Kings and put 71 points up on them in the very first half, and then 73 in the second half. Yeah, Sacramento's a joke, okay? Time to tear it all down. You should be begging teams to take these contracts just so you can rebuild. Because I don't know what the plan is in Sacramento. But you know what? I don't care. Basketball's better when the Kings suck because the Kings have always sucked. I'm just saying that because I like the Lakers and I've never been too fond of the Kings. Even though it's not even a rivalry because What have the Kings done? Well, no, the Kings had their years where they were kind of annoying, but yeah, never really been a factor. Never really been a threat, has Sacramento. But if I'm the Kings, I keep 2 players. Keegan Murray, Devin Carter. By the way, why is Devin Carter only playing 5 minutes tonight? Are you telling us Devin Carter just sucks? Because if he does, then shouldn't you move off him already? Get value while you can? I think Devin Carter can still be very good. He was the 13th pick last season. Why is he playing 6 minutes tonight? Either you don't think he's very good, or what are we doing? We got to prioritize minutes for Schroeder? Sure, but find ways to get Devin Carter on the court, that's all I'm saying. Anyways, though, this game should not be competitive. The Kings don't play defense. They can't keep up scoring-wise with the Nuggets. Levine himself can't put up 130 points. So give me the Denver Nuggets on the road to win on the road in Sacramento and cover 8.5 points again on prime time at 8 o'clock on NBC. Folks, thank y'all for watching our NBA Best Bets here on Tuesday, November 11th. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily NBA Best Bets. Folks, thank y'all for watching. And Mamba forever.